So the current project I'm working on, it's about the production of the musical Godspell that took place in 1972. It originated in New York in 1971 and was such a hit that it spread all over the world. And so they needed to hire these young folks. And there was a guy named Marty Short who was going to school with Eugene Levy and Dave Thomas. And they kind of all knew each other and they all tried out for this show. And there were some folks like Gilda Radnor and Paul Schaefer, Andrea Martin, were all kind of in the area and all sort of converged on this show. You know, there's no recording of it, so we're having to tell the story of this amazing production that ran for a year and a half, and we have no real footage of it. And so we're just using interviews, and we do have stills, and they're just telling hilarious stories. It's really about a family, because these guys are, many of them are still really dear, dear friends. It's being executive produced by Judd Apatow. We are going to be using animation to fill in a lot of the holes, and that's been kind of fun. Real kind of like cartoon style, like almost like Yellow Submarine, Hanna-Barbera, you know, early 70s, actual hand-drawn animation. There's a company in New York that's doing it. And so that's fun because you can kind of do anything, right? You can draw whatever you want. So I've been just coming up with silly gags. There's one part where Eugene and Marty actually shack up together at Eugene's apartment because Marty can't afford a place yet. And so I wrote like, oh, it should be like The Odd Couple, like where like Eugene's real messy and Marty's real neat. And actually they play those roles in college, in a college production of The Odd Couple. But you can also do stuff like, there's this character standing here and then all of a sudden the background changes, you know, and you can show that like Marty went from, you know, performing for himself in his attic, singing Frank Sinatra songs, then all of a sudden he's on the Royal Alex, which is the biggest theater in Canada. And you can say, well, the animation can like show that, you know, basically anything I want, you know, I can think of in my head.